Hello everybody on the YouTube. It's the Wingnut, and I'm living on the property. So yeah, you guys have noticed I haven't been putting out much content lately. Honestly, it's pretty much since the beginning of July. It's been pretty busy. Not counting me hitting a deer at the end of July and having to do a lot of work on Fatima to get her back on the road in fair shape. And this is my new morning commute. I like it. Pull the sunshade up, put my helmet down. That is absolutely filthy. So yeah, we're on the property. Absolutely could not have done it without the help of friends and family. Absolutely could not, especially my dad and JR, and those two guys, animals. Set 2 septic systems in one day, one afternoon, like 1 o'clock to 5 p.m. 2 septic systems, got them in the ground, set, hooked up, ready to go. Putting in the electrical cable, running the power and conduit for the site, and then from the site to the well pump, and then hooking the well pump up, and then running the water from the well to the site. It's a bit. Ooh, damn! That is not good. The sun was directly in my eyes, and my lens had just fogged up because it's September and it's getting cool. And I'll be honest, like the way things are going, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep the channel going. It's not that I don't want to; it's just I'm staying pretty damn busy. If you follow me on social media, you'll see some of the stuff that I'm designing and making on the CNC plasma torch while I'm at school at TCAT. So, and then of course, half the stuff you see me making, I'm turning around and installing like the same day or delivering or that kind of stuff. And that's only a portion of what I do at school. It's just I've taken to it like a fish in water, so I'm enjoying it. It's kind of different going back to school and having to share space with high school students, as well as, like, 'cause I'd gone back to college at 25, and it was night school, and it was mostly, adults, people who had jobs already, and 1 or 2 people that were fairly young. But like the majority of the people I'm in class with are under the age of 20. I'm 42. It's just something else, it's something else, God, to listen to some of the stupid shit they say, and I can't really get upset with them about it because it's like, oop. Simple fact is I was that age at one point and I was probably just as damn dumb. But it is what it is. So split out. Yeah. So that's kind of what's been going on. Getting settled onto the property. Teddy's loving it. Mrs. Wingnut's loving it. I'm loving it. My distance of commuting has dropped significantly. I'm not commuting almost 60 miles round trip now between school, working on the site, and then being at the RV park. So that's nice, My total round trip right now I think is right at 20 miles, which is what we were expecting. As far as that goes. However, it's 31 minutes from my place to the schoolhouse, even though it's only, a few, well, I'd say about 10 miles or so. I'll actually have to look it up to get the correct number. It'll be up on the screen. But it's 31 minutes, whereas before my commute was 26. And the reason being is most of my commute now is on, I say most, half my commute is roads like this, 2-lane country roads. And a little bit of a 2-lane highway too, come to think about it. I mean, 11's 2 lanes up until you get to Pulaski. But the speed limit's 35, and before anybody goes, oh, it's a speed limit, it doesn't matter. Let me tell you right now, a lot of people like fly up and down here like bad side of hell, and the local community came together and petitioned to have a speed limit actually set here for 35 miles an hour. Now, that was recently, so the state troopers and the sheriffs, because if the state troopers don't pick it up, the sheriffs will, have been lighting fools up for speeding. So I'm just going to put her along. Oh my goodness. As far as motorcycle related stuff goes, I really ain't got much to talk about. I haven't really done anything with the bike. I've only ridden one day since the incident where I got overheated and had to stop. And then if that video's not up when this comes out, it will be up shortly. And it was pretty bad. Like I'm generally prepared for like bad weather. I shut down shit before I made the turn. I say bad weather, hot weather. I'm usually prepared for cold weather, wet weather. And I was prepared that day. Like I had several gallons of water with me. I had a half gallon of water with me. Actually, I had more than a half gallon of water with me. And I was helping out, pouring concrete, and it was just miserable hot. And then the bike was dead because I left the key on. And thinking this is like every other motorcycle I've owned before with a carburetor, I could just roll start it. And the Gen 1 KLRs have 2 coils on its stator. This has 1 giant coil. The smaller coil on the Gen 1 is actually for the ignition. So these don't roll start like you would think. And then of course, after I rolled it down the hill and it didn't start, I tried to roll it again. I tried to push start until I was overly hot, and I actually ended up spending quite a long time at the local spring overflow on Highway 11 getting some moisture back into my internals. And and also some electrolytes and other stuff which I keep in my lunchbox and on the bike, because it's just good idea to have that. And I used to do salt tablets way back in the day, but we found those not to be as good because it only gives you sodium, just sodium and sodium potassium. Whereas then the electrolytes give you a little bit better blend of stuff. And honestly, like, you can drink one of those little electrolyte powders. Like, I like Hydrolyte. But anyways, I'm getting off on a tangent. But that was about mid-July. And I really haven't ridden much other than moving the motorcycle. So this is my first day back on the bike. And to be honest, I don't know if it's just because I haven't ridden or if something's going on, but it feels like my rear tire's spongy. So I'm gonna get down the road a little bit, and it feels fine. It's gripping fine. Just, I don't know. Sometimes, like, if you've been riding and then you stop riding for a good while, like a month and a half, or like in case if you're deployed 6 to 9 months or longer, and you come back and just things don't feel right. A lot of times, especially if you've already done your T-clocks, a lot of times it's just you reacclimating to the motorcycle. So I try not to like freak out about it, because I know everything's good on the bike. I checked it. You know. So that's just what's happening, you know. Just getting used to being on the site, getting our routine squared away, getting used to everything going on. Started my second trimester of school. The beginning of the week, not the 5th, not Labor Day, the day after Labor Day, we started our second trimester. Yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on. I just don't know. I don't want to stop doing motorcycle content. I just haven't had the bandwidth to do it, and there's not really a lot of motorcycle stuff happening in this area that's not a club related ride, you know. And yeah, the only club I'm actually even attached to is the Legion Riders, and I haven't done anything with them. They really haven't done a lot, because it seems like every time we have a meeting, it's raining. But I'm sure it'll pan out. It's starting to get cooler, so there'll be more of the guys riding. And yeah, the Legion Riders is an older bunch, but they're a pretty good bunch. Pretty straightforward. And I think once we start doing more stuff, more of our riders will start showing up. So it is what it is. There's nobody at school that rides. I think there's one other motorcycle in the parking lot, and that guy just graduated the nursing program, so he's gone. Except for a couple of the instructors, and I don't know. Just not as much motorcycle stuff going on that's not absolutely attached to a club. So, yeah, that kind of stuff. Like I said, it's a pretty rural area. And I'm enjoying it. Beautiful rides. Supposedly, and I've yet to fully confirm this, a portion of the TAT, or one of the routes for the TAT, the Trans-America Trail, runs right in front of my property. Like, I see, it's either the Trans-America Trail or a BDR, and I see adventure bikes all summer long coming through. All summer long, both directions, never the same guys. First I thought I had like some neighbors with some GS's, but nope. And that's cool, you know, like, that's really cool. So we'll have to wait and see. Kind of floated the idea to Mrs. Wingnut putting a small campsite out for people doing the TAT. If they want a place to stop, you know, they could just set up a primitive camp. And I'd really like to put a board up with like a world map, like, where are you from? You put your little pin on it, and you can see wherever, you know, people are from and where they've been. That'd be really cool. Hell, I'd love to run the TAT. But I tell you one thing, I've been wanting to ride these roads around here for several years now. And granted, I did ride them when I was a kid, but it was always, I always look forward to coming home and what you just saw being my commute. You know, this is Good Springs up here. We just came out of that little place was the very where we popped out onto 11 was the beginning of, or the end of Minor Hill. My old man lives down that way. You know. funny. I'm in Lawrence County, but I'm so close to the Giles County line that I can sit on the corner of my property and throw a baseball and hit it. It's just that damn close. And this, believe it or not, the route that I just took is the easiest way to get to school. You got Jay's One Stop, and a dent side truck with ugly rims. AJ's Antique Store, the deer processing. Yeah. Jay's One Stop used to be AJ's. AJ sold it and then opened the antique store. Years ago, that place, the One Stop, had pool tables and a little arcade in it. I think it still does. I don't know for sure.